following program is sponsored by the Now Academy.
I say I'm gonna lay it right on the line. A dollar bill is a friend of mine. We need money. Talking about money. Hey, credit.
Money 2.0 presents In the Now, the premier show for entrepreneurs, business owners, and business leaders. With marketing experts Brandon Heinz and Mike Triggers. Get ready to unleash and launch because they're going to blow your mind. Now, here are Brandon Heinz and Mike Triggers on Money 105.5.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, late night, next morning, whenever you're tuning in. All of our social media, I see so many people pinging in late at night. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I see these comments coming through, and I'm like, that was today's show. It's 12:30 at night. Why am I still up looking at these comments?
It's because it's played 24 hours, right?
Yeah, exactly. So 105.5 in the now. We're having fun this morning. I mean, both of us had great drives in. It was just nice and smooth. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Everything went smooth. I was in the lobby for maybe 2 minutes. I was like, this is like everything is just flowing this morning. It's a great day.
Yeah, traffic was really easy. I mean, I flew up here. Got here earlier than I typically do. So
my youngest son jumped right up and was getting ready and was like sitting on the couch watching TV before I even got dressed. I was like, "You're ready to go?" He's like, "Yeah." That never happens.
He was ready.
Yeah.
He was just time to go.
The day is starting, Dad. What are
He
you
was
doing?
excited. He was ready to go to school. Maybe there's
I
some big
usually have
project
to go
or
into the
something.
bedroom and say, "Hey, are you going to get out of the shower?" This time I came out, he was out of the shower, he was dressed, he was already ready to go. He's like, "Hey, let's get going."
Exactly. Hey, so, man, good week.
Yeah, great week.
And we're preparing for our event this weekend.
Yes, we are preparing for our event this weekend. I got a chance to go to an event last night up at Destiny Church where they do the family night, and it was great. Everything was going smooth, and they kind of break you off into your new groups. And this is a new church for us. We used to go to a church out in Folsom, and we tried out this church, and everything went pretty smooth. My family loved it. My daughter was all happy. My kids had fun. So it was really good. My mom went with us. It was just a really good experience, and I got to see the level that they take that group to. Was just good to see that stuff. And a lot of the same stuff that we do with our presentations, they were using a lot of that same stuff, pulling people from the audience. It was just a great overall experience, which is what I want for my guests this weekend. Me and Mike have people coming out to the Hyatt here in Roseville where we'll be setting up for the Design It course. And those of you who missed out or you've heard us talking about it all week, it's designitcourse.com. And there's still a few seats available that will be closing off tonight after, I think, 10 o'clock. So if you guys want to go to the course, we still have free promo tickets. It's wide open right now at designitcourse.com. Get your free tickets for you and a guest for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Hyatt in Roseville, where we'll be teaching a lot of the core confidence of what we're talking about today. Confidence, clarity in your marketing. If you're guessing in your marketing and you're not knowing how the leads are coming in or how your business is growing, this is a course for you. So we'd love to have you guys out there. If you want to go to designitcourse.com and check out the free tickets to Design It, where you can spend the weekend with me and Mike learning core principles, a full playbook that you get to take home to build that confidence in your company, to grow it to that next level, because this is the year that all of us are going to grow in abundance and prosperity and gain more life.
Well, not only that, I think, one is that we're always teaching the newest, latest strategies.
Yeah.
Which I think is really critical in marketing because it shifts. The industry shifts so often with new technology and new things and new ways of doing things. And so having the latest. The other thing is it's like a one-stop shop where you don't have to go learn about funnels over here. You don't have to go learn about how to research customers. You don't have to go over here to learn about mindset. You don't have to go over. It's all within one. And through those 3 days events, you experience all different expertise that instead of having to go to several different events, right? It's all under one roof. And so that, and then the power of the networking, right? The relationships that are going to be put together through meeting and networking with other people. So yeah, definitely, if you're out there, you need to take advantage of this, spend 3 days with us. Because what if that one thing that one nugget changes your business, your life, or increases revenue? I mean, what if? right? And so you want to come out and visit us for sure.
Yeah, and this show today is literally about confidence, clarity, and cash flow. And we have a special guest coming on after the break, Leslie Nardini, and she'll be talking to us and really impressing us with all the tricks and the traits that she's learned, what she's studied on how to have more confidence, how to have clarity in your brand, how to have cash flow. And that's what this morning's topic is all about, is just when you come to a course like ours or hers or one of these professionals that you go and see, you're building more confidence in what you're doing. You're not guessing anymore. So stop guessing and start knowing is one of our key factors for Design It, is build that confidence in your brand, build that confidence in your marketing so that when you're putting it out there, you know it's going to work. The clarity piece, it comes from having certainty. And that's what she's going to talk about today in her
Yeah, and she's got not only a movie star name, Leslie Nardini, right? I mean, that's a movie star name, but she's got a very unique story to what she's how she grew up and how this all came about. I've actually had some time to spend with her in a couple of situations, and it's just an amazing story. And I can't wait to have her on talk about this because she definitely can talk to this. And as business owners, you know, and entrepreneurs, you know, just because you have a small business doesn't mean you're small-minded, right? And you've got to have that confidence in what you do and have real crystal clear clarity on the direction you're going. What's your goals? And, you know, we've talked about this, breaking up your year into 90-day segments, what I call 90-day blitzes, and then breaking it down to month to month, to week. And when you have that clarity, it definitely gives you the power.
Strategy. So if you look at all the successful people out there, by having a strategy to get to where they need to be is how they're accomplishing more than the average person who's just kind of reacting to what's happening to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're live on Facebook, if streaming for those. So if you go to the Now Academy, or Mike Driggers Jr. or Brandon Heinz, you'll see the live stream and come and join us. I want to welcome Joanna Wright's on there. We have Karen Retz. I hope I'm saying that last name. So sorry if I didn't.
Let's just go with first names.
Yeah, and Jason is on there. So we want to welcome them on. But we're going to be going to commercial break here on Money 105.5 Money Talk, and with In the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Heinz.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Or how about the one that says, mindset is everything? I truly believe both these statements. If you're looking to grow in your life or your business, then something's got to change. Stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Hi, I'm Brandon Heinz, and I've helped thousands of my clients do just that. Stop being controlled by limiting beliefs and patterns that don't suit you anymore. Join me at askbrandonforfree.com. That's askbrandonforfree.com.
The #1 show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Welcome back to Money 105.5 In the Now.
Yes.
We have a special guest today, Leslie Nardini. She's an award-winning international speaker and 2-time Amazon best-selling author. She has spoken to thousands of people over 30 states and in 7 countries. And some of the traits that she's teaching you today and things that she's going to bring to the table are going to really enlighten you on what's going on with your life and how to have more abundance. She's studied with greats like Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield and learned the secrets to happy, successful life. And now she's helping others to achieve this. And that's why we're having her on the show today, is that she is especially passionate about helping women to be happy and successful, to achieve more confidence and clarity and more cash. So when we say design your business, gain your life, that's what it means, building your business right to gain some more money to do those things that you want, that tool of measurement that allows you to have more life. So I'd like to welcome Leslie Nardini. How are you, Leslie?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm fantastic and improving.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, it's really a pleasure to join both of you on your radio show. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, why don't you share with our audience, because I know we're going to be talking about how to have more confidence, clarity, and cash, but why don't you start with, like, how did this come about, and then get into the conversation. We'll get into the conversation about confidence and then what that does, and then the clarity and so on. So set the backstory.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I heard you say earlier that, a little bit about my story, and that's really why I do what I do, because I started out as a youngster just having lots of chaos in my life for a bunch of reasons. And one of the things that added to that was moving around a lot. I grew up just not having any belief in myself at all. I was always the new kid. I got picked on. I didn't have any special talents. I wasn't a brilliant student. And when I'm doing my speech, I joke that my greatest accomplishment by junior high was that in fourth grade I beat up a sixth grade boy, because one of my coping skills that I had during that time was getting into lots of fist fights. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's like the condensed version of my story. So I grew up just really, I struggled with my weight and just sense of style and confidence. I know a lot of teenagers go through that, but that was just how it was for me as well. And, for lots of reasons, it felt really pronounced. And so I just wasn't being teed up for a life of success, let's just put it that way. Sure. And so that carried, like a lot of us, I carried all of that into my adulthood. I struggled with, my marriage was rough, and just, going nowhere fast, showing up late all the time to work. And then my dad died when I was in my early 20s, so that just kind of compounded all of my issues and lack of self-esteem. And so at a certain point, I just thought, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to, learn what it takes to be a successful person. And so one of the very first programs that I started studying was Tony Robbins, 30 Days, Personal Power, Change Your Life in 30 Days. And I thought, well, how is it possible to change your life in 30 days? I don't know, but I'm going to give it a try. And so I bought his program off of a late-night infomercial. And, of course, most of my friends around me, including my husband, thought I was a crazy person for doing this. And the thing about it, though, is it did make a difference for me. I mean, I actually did the steps and went through the exercises that he prescribed. And how does your life change in 30 days? Mainly, it's just learning how to look at things differently. And he gave specific tools and techniques and things to do that really helped me send my life in a whole different direction. And then I just built on that. And so, one of the things he talks about is like the way you stand has an impact on the way you feel about yourself. So I just started standing differently and showing up differently and carrying myself differently. And, then I got into doing pageants and modeling, and those kinds of things just helped me to build and work on my confidence. And so I know, because of where my life was and where I've built it to be today, that it's possible for anybody with any background to create a successful life.
Yeah, which
just like,
you mentioned that you had participated in pageants. Like that was something just out of the blue because you built this confidence. Now you said, okay, I'm going to go model and do pageants.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that was a process too. I did my first pageant when I was in high school when I had zero confidence, but I thought, well, let me give this a shot. And it was, so much fun. In fact, it was actually the first time I'd ever been picked for anything. I was that kid who tried out for everything and never got picked for anything. And that was the first time I got, selected to just be a contestant. And it was so much fun. And it really did a lot for my confidence. The things that they taught us about how to walk and carry yourself. And I was like, wow, this is exciting and fun. And look what it did for my life. So, yeah, so then it just built from there.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, the fact that you tried everything, I mean, you weren't afraid to try anything. That's obvious. So this built up as you started, with the pageants and then over time with Anthony Robbins and others, Jack Canfield and things like that. So you started building the confidence. So how do you relate this to business and mindset today?
Yeah. So in business, I mean, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit myself, and just wanting to be an entrepreneur does not necessarily translate into being successful as an entrepreneur. So I started to apply to my business the things that I had learned in terms of just being successful and confident as an individual on a personal level. And so I've just, in studying all these different people who teach success principles, there's a formula after a while. You see the commonalities in everything that they teach. And so I started to apply those common themes to my business. And part of that is goal setting. Well, goal setting gives you clarity. Being clear about what you want and where you're going to go is absolutely essential to building a successful business. because a lot of people just go about it in a sort of haphazard way, and then they get frustrated and have difficulty even getting to, like, they don't even know where it is they want to go. What is your, like your income goal for this month, next month, the quarter, the 6 months, 1 year, so on and so forth. And so it's amazing to me when I do work with people about how they seem to be sort of wandering around when it comes to not just business success, but any other area of life, and how it has to be clearly defined. Otherwise, how do you get there?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the goal, because a lot of people that do goals usually keep them in their head, or they're very imaginative, meaning I'd love to have this new car, but they don't set a time frame. They don't put it on paper. They don't, if they think it, you should ink it, is what I've always learned.
Yeah, and research it. I mean, I literally yesterday in a one-on-one session, somebody said to me, I'd like to have this. And I said, well, have you even looked into that? No, but I'd like to have it. And I mean, even I had a shell shocker yesterday. I went in to trade in a truck, and I hadn't done the research on the new car until I had gotten there that day. And they're like, we want this amount for it. And I was like, no. I don't want that anymore. So you definitely got to have the goal set and do a little bit of research in it to strive that next level.
And I think, Leslie brings up a point that the goal setting creates a clarity. It's like driving a car with a dirty front window. If you don't have your goals down, you don't have clarity. You can't see.
Yeah.
So how do you know you're not already there, right? You may be already where you wanted to be. You just didn't realize it.
That gleam in your eye could be a dead bug on the windshield.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So go ahead and carry on about that, and what your feelings about the goal and clarity and so on.
Yeah, so, when I'm doing my seminars, I say to people that most of us, like the average person, will plan a vacation more meticulously than they'd ever plan their life. And so people can kind of relate to that and say, if you want to go on vacation someplace, what is the first thing you have to do? And, people say all sorts of things. Like, how about, actually picking the place you want to go? That's your goal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody just shows up at the airport and starts wandering around and trying to figure out where they're going. But a lot of people approach their life that way. It's like, just get up and wander through the day without any intention or clarity about, what the day, because every single day adds up to a life. Right? So how you spend each day is really how you spend your life.
Well,
so
I was going to say it's the number one commodity that you cannot buy back, and that is time, right? So it speeds up the process. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's true. And there are a lot of things that are pulling at us now. I mean, more so than ever, with all of the different, with our smart devices and social media and all the different outlets for information for us. It's like so much stuff, and a lot of it nonsense, just taking up brain space and sucking our time that could be used for better things. And so, even myself, I got sort of sucked into social media, and sometimes with purpose for my business and sometimes not at all. And I had to really scale that way back and be disciplined and structured about how I use, even social media, because that can really just take away so much time. So where are you spending your time?
Yeah.
So what are some key pieces? So with all this stuff going on, how do you get clarity when you're bombarded on a daily basis with so much stuff coming at you?
Yeah, so having a plan is really, really important. And for sure, discipline. I hate that word myself, but I know that for me, discipline is actually the key to freedom and getting what I want in life. So being purposeful about how I spend my time. I would say, too, like what you guys are doing and what I teach and what I do myself is having a coach or a mentor or some, maybe a mastermind group, and that can be on a big scale, small scale. And I have done something like that pretty consistently in my life for 10 plus years. I'm part of some kind of program where I'm around other people who are going to hold me accountable. I think that is really, really important aspect for those who want to be truly successful and take it to the next level, to have somebody who's like holding you accountable, teaching you, pushing you in a way that you won't do if you're just hanging out on your own at home, looking through your phone.
So having that accountability partner, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's important.
And just the peers, just being around like-minded people who are going for goals and mentors who are really pushing you to that level is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a metaphor that I give that most people can relate to this. So for 20 years, I was a fitness instructor. I did that mostly while I was raising my children. That was my thing that I did on the side. And so I know 20 years of being a fitness instructor, I know pretty much everything there is to know about fitness and getting in shape and what it takes and all that. And I've also done some fitness competitions. And so when I've done the fitness competitions, I don't need to learn anything new. Like, I know what I need to do, but I will always hire a personal trainer to push me to a new level of fitness, because I will not do it on my own. I would much rather sit home and drink wine and watch The Bachelor or something like that, you know? So if I'm paying somebody to, you know, push me and kick my butt, I will work harder and I will get to that next level, that higher level of fitness. So if you want to get to a higher level of income, higher level of success in your business, a higher level you've never been to before, then I think it's mandatory to have a coach or a mentor or some group or something that's going to help you get there.
Absolutely. If you pay attention too. So when you go in there and you spend lots of money on these mentors, which over the last decade, I've just spent so much money on personal growth, and everybody out there knows this now. Yep. If you really want to go to the next level, you've got to attend a seminar. You've got to get involved with those mentor groups. And it's different for everybody. Like, I have personal one-on-one mentors, and then I also do the mastermind groups where I get a lot out of both of them. And I have to have them both too.
Yep, I agree. That's how Mike and I met, actually, at a mastermind group.
Yeah, and we got,
Mike.
She kept me on track. Now I got that's one discipline I've got to work on, is the fitness one, because I've got this Dunlap disease where I'm starting to Dunlap over my belt buckle, right? So I need to fix that. That's the one discipline I have trouble with. I love food.
Yeah, and that's that one thing where you just have to own your day. You got to know that goal and have that clarity, whether it's the gym, it's how you're going to get online, how am I going to grow my marketing. Just having that goal-setting clarity is going to get you that step. So that's the piece that was just aha for me.
Yes.
And then the one thing that you said and we're going to go to break, but when I come back, I'm going to ask some more questions. But you said every single day adds up to a life.
True.
So you've got to take action. You've got to find that thing you want and put it into play.
Yeah.
It's powerful how you spend your time. You know, you've got to make sure that if you're growing and you have this clarity, that you've got to make those things happen.
Right.
Time just keeps going by, and this has been a factor in every meeting I've been in the last 6 months, is that you just don't get time back.
Right.
You know, what's so funny is that, you know, being around the different masterminds and the personal development seminars and events, and, you know, just the different folks, it always motivates you.
Always.
Yeah. I mean, you walk away and say, okay, I need to do this. You learn something from somebody that has nothing to do with what you do, but how they're doing it or applied to what they do. You then think, I could put it towards me, right? Yeah. Which goes back to that whole clarity and having the right clarity. So, all right, we're going to try this one more time here. We're going to go to break here on Money Talk 105.5 FM with Brandon Heinz and Mike Driggers on In the Now.
Have you ever heard the statement, mindset is everything? I believe this statement to be true. If you're ready to grow in your business or you're trying to change things in your life, mindset is key. I'm Brandon Heinz, and I've helped thousands of my clients set their mindset in the right direction to allow them to achieve their goals and to make changes in their lives. You can have what you want. Let's stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back with my help. Go to AskBrandonForFree.com. That's AskBrandonForFree.com.
You have been working your whole life to provide for your family and so you can enjoy your retirement. Make sure your wealth and family are protected. I'm attorney Eric Meyer. I am a partner at Meyer Law Offices and host of the Wealth and Family Show. Join us right here every Sunday at noon, where we talk about just that, how to build and protect your wealth and family. Be confident everything you have worked hard for and what matters most, your family, are protected. I look forward to talking with you this Sunday at noon. Straight talk and to the point. This is personal. This is family. This is the Wealth and Family Show.
Did you know that every dollar you put into a piece of real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, real estate doubles in value about every 20 years. Equity buildup, renters paid down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. We pay almost no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. These are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how, attend one of our free workshops. Call 866-971-8970 or go to 5waysweMakeMoney.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to 5waysweMakeMoney.com.
Join Brandon Heinz and Mike Driggers as they introduce the heavy hitters in business. Learn valuable tools and some of the challenges that face these entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches on In the Now. In the Now will engage and encourage you to take the next step to your financial and personal success. Listen every Thursday at 10 a.m. and follow the show on the Money 105.
All right, we're coming back.
Join Brandon and Mike for a powerful hour of business tips and marketing strategies every Thursday at 10 a.m. on In the Now.
The #1 show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Welcome back.
Yes, we've been talking to our movie star, Leslie Nardini. I love that name, Leslie Nardini. That's the movie star name. We've been talking about clarity, confidence, and cash. Ching, ching. Hey, before we do that, let's throw a shout out to the folks on live stream here. Glenn, welcome. Joanna, again, welcome. Rose, Laura, Israel, Dwayne, Jason, Karen. I mean, we got some folks that are engaging and want to hear the story of Leslie Nardini. So when we went to break, we were talking about clarity. How's that build the confidence?
Yeah, so by the way, thanks for saying I have a movie star name. I've never heard that before, so I'm going to just go with that. I like that.
Okay.
So how does the clarity add to confidence? I think that when you're clear about what you want, where you're going, again, clear. You kind of alluded to this, Brandon, where like people say things like, "Oh, I just want more money," or "I just want to lose weight," or it's just so vague that it's really hard to hit that target. So it's like, well, how much more money? Like, be specific. How much weight exactly? Be specific. And then you also mentioned having it be time bound. So then when you have that, it gives you a guide and sort of like a roadmap, a definite place to go, and that creates confidence. Again, instead of just sort of vaguely, wandering through life, having a clear path helps to build that confidence because you have something to attach to and to work on that's very specific. So that does help. And then, of course, as you reach those goals and the milestones along the way, then you feel great, which boosts your confidence, and it just then feeds on itself. So that's really important. Now, one of the things that I actually learned this recently by an author named Steve Chandler, and if you haven't read his information, he has amazing information, great books. He has a great backstory as well. And so he was saying that, and I'm starting to implement this in my seminars. He does what's called ungoal setting. Well, I don't even know if he called it ungoal setting, but that's what I'm calling it now. Because a lot of people get stuck on, they don't even know what they want. They say, well, how about goals? And it's like, because if you've not done that your whole life, it's really hard to get there. Well, I don't know what I want, or I was always told that I can't have this or that or the other thing. So people get really stuck on not knowing, not being clear about what it is that they want in their life. So what we'll do is make this long list of, well, what don't you want? And how people can make a long list of the things they don't want. And so I have people start there. What don't you want? What do you want less of in your life? And that sort of gets that the flow going, and then you can take all the don't wants and turn it into a want.
Yeah, so by bringing the attention of their present state, it'll help them reach for their desired state.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great tool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty powerful. And I have to start implementing that myself.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun way to kind of get going and sort of get rid of all that as well.
Is this something that's included in your guide and tracker, 21 Days to a Better Life?
It's not specifically, no. I actually been recently implemented this in the seminars that I teach, the ungoal setting, because that's a different twist on goal setting too.
Yeah.
So, Yeah. So the 21 days, I picked 21 days because it's 3 weeks, and studies show that when you do something consistently for 3 weeks, it starts to become a habit and less, and more comfortable. So when we take on new habits, in the beginning, they're uncomfortable and it's breaking up our routine and it's easy to quit. But most people can stick to anything for 3 weeks, especially if you have a little tracker where you can check off the steps that you do each day. And so I put together several things that I use, especially when I'm going through like rough patches or I want to take myself to a new level. And I have these different little habits that I use fairly regularly. And things like, waking up in the morning and doing affirmations. I have something I call 3 power questions where I will ask myself, what is one thing I can do today to grow my business? What's one thing I can do today to improve my marriage? What's one thing I can do today to, so I have these lists of things that are important to me, and just do one thing a day adds up to, 7 things in a week. Every day adds up to your life. So power questions just takes a minute to do that. Affirmations just takes a minute to do that. Some kind of movement in the morning just takes, a couple minutes to stretch and do something to get your body moving. Another thing is journaling. Journaling really helps me a lot, even 5 to 10 minutes. So for 15 to 30 minutes every single day, little routines, rituals that get your mind and focus in the right direction instead of waking up and looking at Facebook or whatever, right? Or the news or some other thing that's going to bring you down, like focusing your mind in a positive direction.
Nice. And you're giving this free guide out to all of our listeners.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So those of you on social media, we posted the link up, but otherwise you can go to LeslieNardini.com, and there's a free guide and tracker to 21 days to a better life.
Yeah, and that's Lesley, Lesley, Nardini, NARDINI.com.
That's it.
Yes.
But I actually have Lesley with an IE, Nardini. I have that locked down too. It directs people to my regular.
You know what? That's smart right there.
Always.
That's a teaching point. When you know people misspell your name, use the misspelling, right?
Yeah, grab it.
Yeah.
Grab it.
Direct it.
That's
exactly. Yeah, I do. I have that one.
Yeah.
So we always talk about, money doesn't buy happiness, but it's one of the key components of having that more tools at your disposal to grow. So why do we talk about it so much?
Yeah, it's interesting because I've had people say that to me, and I like my background is, I told you about the modeling and pageants and that kind of thing, and I used to do just image consulting, helping women with their exterior packaging. And what I found was that if I changed the exterior, or helped them change exterior, it would only last so long if they weren't also changing the interior, like the thoughts inside. So that's where the confidence piece comes in. And so that's my seminars and my teachings, what I do. And then I added the money piece in recently. In the last year, I did that. And people are like, what does that have to do? Why you talk about money? And it's so fascinating to me, the comments and the mindset and the resistance to that conversation. It's just like fascinating to me. And it's like my husband and I, we have followed certain specific rules, and by design, now we have this nice life with financial freedom. And sometimes people are judgmental about that. And so, but I teach about it because it's such an important part of life. And I think people who, I know people personally, sometimes people around me, who have this negative mindset around money, and that somehow it's a bad thing to focus there. They're the ones that struggle with money the most.
Yeah, people have, grown up in environments or things where they were taught that money was evil, right? And
yes,
and they've got this embedded thought.
Yeah, you hear it all the time.
Yeah, and
money's the root of all evil.
And it's sad because it's really the relationship with money is built around that philosophy, which if nonsense, right? Try living for 3 months without money and come back and tell me that there's no relationship that you should have with it, right? It's what you do with the money and how you treat it when you receive it is what's important.
Identifying what's blocking you too. There's an abundance block in there.
Yeah, obviously.
So once you see it and you do this goal setting and all these steps that you're teaching, you'll start realizing that you can have a relationship with money however you want.
Yeah.
Whether you
Right.
follow specific rules or not, your relationship
Right.
with money can change based on your mindset.
And usually the root's deeper than just the money. Money's just the face. It's
the
not
roots all the way
it's-
back to childhood.
Yeah, it's something else, right? It's something that an uncle did, or a brother, or a friend, or somebody, sister, mom, dad, whoever, that led you to believe that that was the case.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
our
so what I
guests,
keep-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So our guests are loving this right now. I mean, we're just giving them an abundance of just tools they can use. But how do you really want them to connect with you?
Yeah, so either email me. My email address is info@leslienardini.com, or go to my website. The website address, we've talked about that. It's
Yeah.
leslienardini.com. And on my website, there is an opt-in. And if anyone that opts in will get the free guide and a few other little goodies. And then I promise when people opt into my website, they do not get bombarded.
That's
Just a
good.
few things here and there.
And you're giving them a free gift.
And a free gift, yeah.
Gotta love
Just
free.
a free gift to connect and to be part of my community, and yes, so that's it.
They like your vibe, they'll follow your tribe.
Absolutely, right?
So this is Mike's
right.
key question he always answers, and sometimes I'll jump in and steal it
Steal
right
it
out from
right.
underneath him. So out of all the questions we asked you and what you shared, what should we have asked you about what you're doing?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I like the questions; they were great. You did mention early on that my primary focus is helping women, not just women entrepreneurs, but women in business, and really to grow their businesses, but really to have a more balanced life and have success in all parts of life. So,
Yeah.
I get hired to do keynote speeches and trainings in corporate settings that's mixed, men and women. So I do that as well. But my real passion and my focus with my seminars is about helping women.
All right. Well, since he stole my thunder of my question, I've got one for you. All right. So if there was one song out there that defined you, what would that song be?
Oh my gosh! Now you're really putting me on the spot. I have to think. Gosh! Oh, you know what? You know what song I just absolutely love? I can't get enough of it.
What?
And it's a couple of years old now, but it's that one by Coldplay, "Adventure of a Lifetime."
Yeah, my son
I love
totally
that song.
loves Coldplay, so he would love. I'm sure he.
That's a great song
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
What a
That
great
song
one
is
to be
just
named
like-
after too. Adventure of a Lifetime.
Adventure of a
Adventure of a
lifetime,
lifetime.
and that relates to you definitely.
Yeah, just living large, right? Because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And that's where you
Right?
got to set it out there, right? Set that goal out there and have clarity. Why not? Why can't I live my life the way I want to and follow specific rules to get there?
I think that's a great question to ask just every morning. Why not? Can I have? Why can I not have? Or the why not? Why not?
Why not have
Right?
the life
Yeah.
that you want?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Leslie, thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been great inspiration.
Brandon and Mike, it's been such a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I really appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Back in a moment.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Or how about the one that says, mindset is everything? I truly believe both these statements. If you're looking to grow in your life or your business, then something's got to change. Stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Hi, I'm Brandon Hines, and I've helped thousands of my clients do just that. Stop being controlled by limiting beliefs and patterns that don't suit you anymore. Join me at AskBrandonForFree.com. That's AskBrandonForFree.com.
The #1 show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Oh, so much fun. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing, and love the comments and the clarity that leads to cash, and
Every day adds up to a life.
that's a powerful statement. I love that. I had to use that quote. quote her.
Yeah, and I liked, one of the things that she said is like following specific rule sets. So it's okay to have rule sets. Like this morning on the way in, I was listening to this thing on the radio about Warren Buffett and how he has these set breakfasts that he goes and gets every morning. And his wife knows the 3 breakfasts that he likes to have, the coffee, whatever it is that he's ordering. And he knows the exact dollar amount, like $3.97, $4.18. So there's $3 amounts that coincide with the breakfast that he wants. So when his wife says, "Hey, what's today?" And he says, "Today's $3.97." And she puts the money in a cup for him, and he takes it with him, and he pays that exact dollar amount.
Wow.
So this is a billionaire, right?
Yeah,
This guy has the money.
Right.
But he has rule sets that he follows, and he hasn't changed them just because his life grew. And when you see this right now, and she said, follow specific rules in your financial life, this is something that all of us learn. We learn the hard way. We learn the smart way. Sometimes we learn it ahead of time, but we don't implement it. But all these goal settings and confidence and these little tools are all the things that you learn, like she said, from going to these courses, finding a mentor or someone to hold you accountable, whether it was your grandfather, your dad, your mom, your grandma, whoever it was that helped you learn these specific things. You've got to now leverage them and use that knowledge to leverage it for your life.
Yeah,
apply it to your business.
If you don't have it, go seek out someone that does.
Yeah.
Don't go to your neighbor because they're living in the same neighborhood you are if it's financial, right?
Yeah,
Go-
and she said, learn how to look at things differently. And this is how we start Design It. We teach you how to design the foundation so that you can start looking at things a little bit differently. But then how do you build it? And then how will you share it? So in the Design It, Build It, Share It mode that our weekend goes through, we're helping you set these goals and get these clarity pieces because every day does add up to a lifetime and every day does add up to a fiscal year in your business.
Yeah, you need to be working on your business, not in your business. And I think that's the main lesson when you spell out the clarity of what you're going to do with your business and how and who you need to put in the right seats on the right bus, go in the right direction, right, to get to where you want to go. That'll help build that cash flow. And if you've got this, mindset of cash or money's bad, then you've got to change that.
Yeah, you've got an abundance block.
Yeah, especially if you're in business, right? Your goal, and look what you could do with the money. You can give it to nonprofits and help people.
You can save it.
Yeah, you can save it. You can spoil your family, things of that nature.
So as you guys know, April 20th, 21st, and 22nd, we're at the Hyatt in Roseville. Registrations for all of the guests have been closed except for our radio listeners. There's still some free tickets open that we reserved just for the show. I think we have 4 seats left open.
Yeah.
So those of you guys who still want to come, designitcourse.com from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here in Roseville. Go to designitcourse.com, snatch up your tickets. Let's show you how to learn things and look at things differently to apply it in your business to have the life that you want.
Well, and by the way, you get to bring a friend. So actually, it's 2. So if you've got a friend, you go ahead and register them too. So we've got 4 spots left. That's eight people,
8
but
seats.
yeah, so 8 seats. So grab them, take advantage of it now.
This is an intimate group. We basically give you everything we've got for the weekend, and we just have fun. Goal setting, setting up clarity, how to spend your time, how to build those new levels in your life from personal life to actual business life, growing. Because everyone always asks me all the time, like, hey, when you're a coach, are you a business coach? Are you a life coach? Are you a transformational coach? Well, you're really a little bit of all. You can't really be a business coach without having life in it. And you can't really be in business without it affecting your life. Mm-hmm. So learning how to look at things a little differently and applying them into your business is going to change your life. There's no doubt about it.
You'll be amazed at what will happen when you walk out of there. Like, I know you'll transform. Everyone that does is been raving about the course and what they learned. And man, even though I thought I knew something, I didn't realize this. Because again, we're teaching the latest strategies in building the business and the latest strategies and mindset techniques, and how really just your audio logo giving you a better clarity and how to get your message across quickly and effectively. And so there's all these new strategies that we're always adapting and using for our personal stuff and what we do, but for you and your business. So you want to take advantage of that.
So what was your big moment, Mike?
I think the biggest moment that I had during that is that the ungoal setting.
Yeah.
I like that, because this is a challenge for a lot of people. A lot of people, they say they'll do goal setting, and I'll ask them to show it to me. Well, I don't have it written out yet, right? And a lot of times the reason is because, one, they're afraid. Two, they're not clear on what that goal is. And so I think coming from a perspective of ungoal setting, which is what she said, and coming from the point of what you don't want to happen or what you don't want in your life, really starts to narrow down what it is that you want. And I think that was the biggest part that I got for today, and I love that. And I actually want to borrow it and apply it to what we do and some of the things, because this is a difficult part for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's similar to when we have them understand what's going on in their present life.
Yeah.
That they don't want anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's that doing is registering your subconscious mind that this isn't okay for me anymore. It's not okay for this to happen in my life. That may have suited me 5 years ago, but it doesn't suit me now. So now I want something more. So just identifying the ungoal. My goal is not to drive on E until I get to the next place because I want to let the gas last as long as possible. I want to be able to stop and fill up wherever I want, however I want, not look at gas prices. That's one way of understanding what you don't want and then fixing that.
Yeah.
If you don't want to worry about gas prices, then get a Prius, right? Get a little electric car. And you might just all register, you know what? I'm not going to buy gas anymore. I'm going to have an electric car.
Or get a bike. There's this in Walnut Creek, right? And I don't know, it may be up here in Sacramento too, so I'm not sure, but I know for sure it's in Walnut Creek. They have these bikes, like you see these bikes on the sidewalks everywhere.
Yeah, they have in San Francisco too, little electric bikes.
They're green, and they're parked like on a corner street somewhere. And I guess they've got trackers and security and everything.
Yeah,
and
so
go
if
in
you
with your little
identify you
app.
don't want gas anymore, you can start checking out the bikes, renting them from street to street.
Yeah, exactly. And then think about the health, the benefits, the ripple effect. Because that's the other thing, is that everything you do has a ripple effect. There's a yin and yang to everything you do in life. And I think, so in this goal, the reason I like from this point of view of the goal setting is that it takes out that unconscious mind real quickly to say, wow, this is a different perspective. What do I not want in my life? I mean, how many people ever ask you that?
Yeah, and if you look at some of the stuff that people go through, people will just sit and suffer in certain things. My marketing's not working. My marketing's not working. You still keep throwing money at it, and it's not working, but you're okay with that. Well, that's not okay. If it's not working, then you need to change something. You need to learn something new to try and split test it. So when you realize that you don't want your marketing not to work anymore, then you're going to find a way to make it work. That's why you're going to go to design it. But basically, when you're looking at this stuff, you have to look at pieces, the goal setting. I have so many times where we'll be in the goal setting piece, and I'll say, I want you to picture what you want out there in the future. And some people will stop and say, I can't see it, because they don't know what they don't want. They don't know that right then and there's something happening to them.
Yeah.
And until you ask them to identify what's in the present state that's bothering you or that you don't want in your life anymore, they're not ready to move towards what they want. Some people will suffer through things forever. We all have friends like this everywhere. We're like, why do you keep putting up with that?
Yeah.
And why do you keep suffering through that? Because they don't know what they want yet.
They're like that old story about the hound dog on a porch.
Yeah.
That's sitting on a nail. Right? Have you ever heard that story?
No.
Yeah, so there's the old hound dog that, this guy walks up and he's talking to this gentleman on the porch, and the hound dog's sitting there going, and the guy's like, what the heck? And then the dog goes, and he goes to the guy on the porch. He goes, what's wrong with your dog? He's saying, there ain't nothing wrong with my dog. And he goes, well, why is he howling like that? It's because he's sitting on a nail. Right? It bothers them so much, but they don't get up and do something about it.
They just
don't
keep
take
leaving
action.
that thorn in their side.
Yeah.
And they just try to hide it and then put stuff over it instead of just pulling it out and going through the next level.
Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people they'll deal with the pain rather than walk away from it or figure out a solution.
Yeah, it's okay to quit sometimes and move on to the next piece.
Well, and I think the biggest part is stepping out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the one thing I want you to draw a circle and put you in the middle. And this is your comfort zone on where you are currently in your life. But here's what I know: draw from the middle out a line. And then draw another circle, because as you step out of your comfort zone, it will expand to that next level. And this is why I'm always saying, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you grow as a person and you grow as an individual in business, and your business is always outgrowing. I mean, I was listening about Steve Jobs and what happened, a book on how to be like Steve Jobs. And one of the stories is, he even though he got pushed out of Apple, he was in Pixar, was a major owner in Pixar, and Toy Story made him a billionaire. And then from there, Apple was looking to buy a software company, and he threw his next level in there, and that's how he got back in to being, CEO. But he didn't give up. It was a painful thing for him, but he kept moving forward. And when he first got pushed out, it kind of collapsed his ego and things of that nature, because everybody's thinking he's genius, and he's got to live up to this. But he went through moments that were hard. And for folks out there, you've got to do the same thing.
And this is a word that was said last night in the men's group I was in, where you can't focus on what went wrong. Focus on what you've done right and how you're going to do right even more. And that's what we do in design, is we focus on what's working and who you want to be around, who's your perfect client, and help you drum it up, help you bring it to the consciousness and actually learn how to live and identify and apply it to your business. So those of you who've missed out over the last 2 weeks and didn't get a chance to get the free tickets, go to designitcourse.com. Come see us for the weekend. Block that time out for yourself and really make things happen for you and your business.
Yeah, I love what Johanna says. She's talking about on the live stream. First off, she says, yuck to your Prius. She'd rather pay the gas for a hot rod.
Yeah, exactly.
But she says the getting uncomfortable, being uncomfortable got her today. That's what, and I'm glad you heard that message, and others out there need you to hear that as well. And, welcome Jeff and everybody. And we're going to close out. We'll see you next Thursday on
Money 105.5
in the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Heights. We'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you, everybody. Bye, Journey. Bye, Veronica. Love you guys. Jason Maddox.